Now live from some, I don't know, undisclosed location, it's time for Straight on the Point with some guy by the name of Jesse T.
Me?
Now,
it's got to be me.
It's time for Straight on the Point.
Oh,
you're going to do it
Jesse
again.
T. Yes.
From
yes.
some undisclosed location
Wow.
somewhere in
Yes.
the world. Now,
boy.
ladies and gentlemen, here's Jesse T.
And one more time
from some undisclosed location
in the world.
somewhere in the world.
Yes. Guarded by 14 Doberman Pinschers, 5 giant German Shepherds that are like 150 pounds, and
A
most
couple of
important,
men pins who think they're big dogs.
yes, and oh
The
yeah,
ankle biters.
oh yes, those most ferocious, carnivorous, vicious canine in the world, Mexican Chihuahuas.
They'll eat your tennis shoes.
I think every canine unit in America should have a big dog and a Mexican Chihuahua. Because once a big dog, the guys be looking at the big dog, and those Mexican Chihuahuas who get up in here on you that you ain't got, that the big dog is not thinking about.
Yeah, the ball biters.
I didn't say it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, boom, boom, boom.
Bum. Okay, so yes, it's time for the Jesse T Show, and we had a great weekend. A lot of good things happened. It started on Friday on the Jesse T Show. Yes, what we do on Fridays, we run 2 feeds. We run a couple of things going on Friday. We run some stuff out of the powervoices.com, a radio feed, and then that's at 5 o'clock, and of course www.thepowerofvoices.com. And then we also run a live feed because Dan the Man and I, we go out and we do a thing called road tripping. And the road tripping is basically what it is. It's us exploring Southern California and all the interesting stories and murder mysteries and cool buildings and historical events and just regular folks and VIPs and celebrities and just things that capture our imagination. And we do a live show. So on Friday, we solved the mystery. Dan the Man held a secret in his family for years and years and years. And we solved the mystery of the LAPD and LA County Sheriff's Department longest open murder case in the history of these 2 police agencies, especially LAPD. And that is over 70 years unsolved, totally unsolved. And that's the murder of Elizabeth Short. Now, you're asking, who is Elizabeth Short? The Black Dahlia murder. The mysteries that revolved around that, many books, many articles, many journalists, many reporters, many doctors trying to figure out, forensic specialists.
How did that name come about?
Well, it came from the movie The Blue Dahlia, done in 1946, and Alan Ladd was in it. And it was called The Blue Dahlia. And so it picked up when she was murdered on January 15th of 1947, and her body dropped off in what is now Leimert Park at 35. Oh, these people are going to be really mad at me. At 35, at 3528, 3528 Norton Avenue.
36.
No, 3528 Norton Avenue, not 352836. Of course, that's a great 6-number combination.
Yes.
Yeah, 3520. Wow. Woo! Oh, man.
Boom shakalaka.
Yes, I'm telling you. I like that combination.
Yeah.
That tells me I have an interesting story about a similar combination. But first, I want to get through this. So we went right to the spot where the body was dropped off. And it was horribly mangled, and it was just cut up and destroyed. It was a terrible murder. In fact, it was one of the worst murders up to that point in the history of California, the way this body was tortured and just destroyed. She was cut in half surgically, and then quartered almost, cut in half at the face and cut in half at the torso. And then from the torso, lower portion down to her legs and her private parts, she was then cut in half. So almost quartered, like you would do when you're slaughtering an animal. You quarter it, and so it opens up. And it was just dropped off. She was dropped off there in Leimert Park. Now, at that time in 47, there was nothing there, just open fields and oil rigs and some telephone poles in the distance. So there was really nothing there. But now it's a sleepy, cool, nice, great, beautiful neighborhood. And we stood right on the spot where her body was found, right on the spot. Now, of course, it's someone's front yard, and I guarantee the realtor and the broker didn't disclose that. Now, you see, me being a broker, if I sold the house that something like that happened, because I have that common knowledge, I have to disclose that. Because there could be some possibility that in the future they might find out that I'd had that common knowledge and I didn't disclose it. Bingo, bada bing, I'd be real estate attorney, $600 an hour. I'd be in serious trouble. So, all realtors and agents, turn it off right now.
And then if I find out that you have the movie rights to
No. And the book rights.
Right,
yes,
exactly.
No.
Yeah.
And I've been holding casting calls for
Right.
the model that looks like Elizabeth Short. Yeah.
Right.
And I could deny it all, though. I could say it's my twin brother.
Oh, brother.
Oh, brother. What a great song. Saying hi to DJ Peebo. Hey, DJ. Hi, Peebo. How you doing, buddy? DJ Peebo is one of Los Angeles' great DJs. He's been around for many, 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 many decades. In fact, DJ Peebo, if I'm correct, he was one of the DJs at the Tropicana, and that was the oil wrestling and mud wrestling pit there, nightclub right there on Western Avenue, right by the freeway. DJ Peebo was there forever, and what a great DJ on the Wheels of Steel. DJ Peebo, one of LA's original dance music DJs out there, starting up in the late 70s and in through the 80s, kind of led the way for a lot of youngsters that came around after him. Also saying hi to One Master Joe Lee. Hey, Master Joe Lee. Good to have you along with us here on Instagram Live. And don't forget about facebook.com/Jesse Terrero. So now, anyhow, so we retraced the steps. And we started at John Marshall High School on Friday afternoon at 5 o'clock. Went live because John Marshall High School, for those of you who don't know, that was the school for all of the very wealthy Hollywood people at the time. We're talking back in the silent movie era up to about the late 1940s. Everybody lived there. Everybody lived in that school district. Barbara Stanwyck, Clark Gable. Everybody lived in that school. Sam Cooke had a house right around the corner. The great movie moguls like Cecil B. DeMille, Zanuck. All these people lived there in Los Feliz by that big waterfall fountain that you see on every now and then. And so some beautiful old, really historic homes. It's kind of below where the Hollywood sign is. And that was going to be a very wealthy neighborhood called Hollywoodland. So it's right there at the beginning of Griffith Park on the LA side. So Dan the Man grew up over there, and so he knew a lot of characters that lived in that area, and he rolled around with a lot of these people when they were kids. Now he was born around in the mid 1940s, but he knew a lot of the families that had been there forever and ever and ever. So he held a family secret for decades. And so we retraced the steps of John Marshall High School, where Elizabeth Short, last known photograph, or the Black Dahlia, the last known photograph was taken of her in front of Marshall High School. And then we went to Dr. Hodell's house at 5121 Fountain Avenue, or Franklin Avenue. And that's that beautiful Frank Lloyd Wright building that looks like kind of an Egyptian flair to it. It's got turquoise rock up in front. It's absolutely gorgeous. Frank Lloyd Wright, one of the greatest architects in the history of West Coast architecture. He made this house, and Dr. Hodell. And Dr. Hodell was a doctor in the City of Los Angeles Health Department. And you got to remember, folks, 1947 here in Los Angeles, this was the time that Mickey Cohen, the gangster, the Jewish gangster, ran this town. Bugsy Siegel was here, gambling, prostitution. It was only 15 years after Prohibition. The police were all on the take. Politicians were on the take. There was so much corruption, and there's been a lot of movies about that. Chinatown with Jack Nicholson. There was a Nick Nolte movie that was called that group of half a dozen or so detectives that were chartered to bust down some of the organized crime and break up some of that stuff. So that's kind of what Los Angeles was about. And venereal disease was a very, very bad thing to get, obviously, physically, but it was also bad for your career. It was also bad for the fact that if it was found out by the general public, your career would be completely decimated, no matter what you did. So, and most of these people were married. So this Dr. Hodel, he held a black book on you can imagine everybody that needed a doctor that they couldn't go to the hospital for. And we're talking about some very powerful, prestigious people here in the Los Angeles city and Hollywood area. So there was a lot of speculation there. So we went there, and Dan the Man told the story of what took place there and what his father had mentioned to him later on in his father's life, and then also the connection between a certain jockey that ran horses over at Santa Anita and Hollywood. The jockey, there was a world famous jockey, and he also won the $64,000 question twice. That was a big game show in the 1950s, 1940s, 1950s. And $64,000 then was a tremendous amount of money, a tremendous amount of money. I mean, you're looking at maybe 15 to 20 times the value, every bit of 10 times the value today. That's what that money would be worth in terms of its purchasing power. So then we left there and we trekked off to where the Black Dahlia was dropped off after she was murdered. So she was murdered sometime between January 9th when she disappeared and January 15th when her body was found in 1947 in Leimert Park on this street called Norton Avenue. So that was great. So you can check that out on the Road Trippin' Show, the Jesse T. Road Trippin' Show with Dan the Man, the Road Dog King, on our Facebook site, facebook.com/Jesse Terrero. All right, good to have you along with us today. Some exciting things are going to be taking place. I'm gonna take a second here on the Facebook feed, and I'm going to turn this around a little bit, and here's why. Because I want to tighten this down here. You see what I'm doing? We're doing technical mechanics right here. There we go. That's better. There it is. That thing was slipping around a little bit as we make an adjustment here and plug that in. I know I just got you dizzy on Facebook, our Facebook guys. So let's see. All right. Yes. The one thing you do get on the Jesse T Show, you get all the glory, good and bad, that happens raw and real, down dirty, nitty and gritty. Well, it's the Brown Beauty on Duty, Jesse T. Good to be back with you. It's a Monday Madness right here from 5 to 6. Every day of the week from 5 to 6, we are broadcasting live on ABTV Live and the Digital Broadcasting TV Network and the Global Radio Network of thepowerofvoices.com. You can check us out online, download that free app at thepowervoices.com so you can have it on your Apple or your Android. Loving the new S8 Galaxy. What a great phone. Can't wait for the Note 8 to come out. And I know you guys are loving your iPhones, but I am an Android kind of guy. Also, you can check us out on live stream and Periscope, Snapchat, YouPeek, and Ustream, as well as we archive everything on YouTubeLive.com, The Power of Voices, and at www.aventertainmentlive.com. Broadcasting on our foundation platform here, 3 different Facebook sites, and the one you're watching on right now, facebook.com/Jesse Terrero, facebook.com/Straight on the Point, and our Instagram audience, which is growing and growing and growing. Saying hi to Monaco French Restaurant. They have us on. Thanks a lot, Monaco. I appreciate that. Can't wait to come down and maybe taste your food a little bit. But I'm not into escargot. Ew. Yuck. But today I'm going to do something that politicians can't do. Today I'm going to solve a problem on God's blue-green earth. I'm going to solve a problem that's been tried to solve for thousands of years, thousands of millennia. I am going to solve the problem that's been plaguing our country since the inception of our country. When we first went off into the Mediterranean and one of our Navy ships was captured, and they sent the Marines in from the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli. Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen, Jesse T is going to solve the Mideast problem. The Middle East issues are going to be solved right here on the Jesse T Show coming up a little bit later on. I'm going to solve all the crazy mayhem that's happening and emanating from that part of the world for thousands and thousands of years. You are going to get the message, yes, as we enter the world according to Torero, and I'm going to put you straight on the point. Yeah, I'm going to solve the Middle East problem. I had an epiphany this weekend. An epiphany is something that happens to your brain. It just goes, whew, something pops in there. I was running the mountain. Yeah, I was running and training hard on the mountain, the beast, and I had an epiphany, and it struck me. That's how you solve the Middle East problem and the North Korean problem. Now, the Iranian problem is a little bit different, so I didn't have an epiphany about that. Only the Middle East problem and the North Korean problem. So I'm going to solve it here. I have got the way to solve it, and I'm going to share that with you by the end of the show. So you stay tuned for that. It's the Jesse T Show on the air and everywhere from the community to the world. Good to have you along with us. Thanking our Thursday guest, Brett Hunt. Wow. We had the party crew in here. We had the Jesse T crew was in here. The Jolton J himself, Jeff Langton, and of course, great actor and rock blues musician. And Dan the Man, the Road Dog King, and Brett Hunt and myself, Jesse Torero. We were in here. We had a great show, wild and crazy. It was spectacular. Thank you for all you folks who viewed it, watched it, and listened to it. The response has been great. We're going to do more of that kind of round robin, put the pedal to the metal kind of show and just let it go. Start off with a topic and see where we go from there. Also, this weekend, I had another epiphany. And the other epiphany that I had was I was thinking about this. I was thinking about why do people keep going back together after they break up? And I never did that. First off, I really never, we never broke up, Mama T and I. I met Mama T when I was 15 years old. So I know Mama T a long time. But so many people break up to make up. The Stylistics had a great song, Break Up to Make Up. That's all we do. First you love me, then you leave me, right? The Stylistics, one of my favorite groups of all time. But we always break up to make up. Now, why is that? Why is it that when you just break up, you just break up? Just break up and go your own way and the heck with it. Why can't people do that? Why can't they just break up and split and be done with it and be done with it? And I got to thinking, one of the problems with breaking up today is all this technology that you're watching the Jesse T Show on and listening to the Jesse T Show. All this technology kind of prolongs the pain. It prolongs the pain, baby. It drags it out. I mean, just get rid of it, Unfollow, delete, lock up, lock out, and dump them. That's what you do. When I was growing up, way back when the winters were 25-foot snowdrifts in Los Angeles and it was 117 degrees, then we walked and rode our bicycles to school, right? When I was growing up, you didn't have a smartphone. You didn't have a voicemail. You didn't have any of these things to keep in contact with someone that you just want to break up with or that broke up with you. I mean, like, get out of here, right? When you left, you left. And if you wanted to talk to somebody, you had to catch them. You had to actually go get them and find them. But now it's just this Facebook stuff and Instagram and Snapchat just goes on and on. And then people do really immature things. Like they post up pictures to kind of bother the other person. Little scumbags. You know, it's like they goad them, right? They goad them. Yeah, look what I did. Right? I mean, really? Just end it. So I got to doing some homework here, and I wanted to go over 5 reasons why we keep breaking up. Yes, sir. See, the Jesse T Show is going to solve the problems of the world today. I'm going to solve the problems of breakup in relationships. That's one thing. We solved the problem of the Black Dahlia murder. 70 years without being unsolved, and Dan the Man, the Road Dog King, and Jesse T solved the problem and found the answer, and we got right to the point. We were straight on the point. We solved that issue on the Road Trippin' Show, which you can catch on Facebook.com/Jesse Terrero. It's a 4-part series. Really cool, man. Lots of viewers. Thanks a lot. So we solved that problem. Now, we're going to solve the problem of why people break up. 5 reasons why people keep coming back after a breakup, and I am going to give you the solution because I'm solution-minded today. I've been solution-minded. That's right. I'm looking for solutions to things. All right? So one of the reasons why people keep coming back after they break up, which I think it's a cool reason, they're lonely. The lonely, loneliness. I'm so lonely. I'm so lonely. Right? Loneliness. That's right. Breakups don't last because the sound of silence can be deafening. I better talk, huh? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to start talking. Now, was that silence deafening? So what, man? The sound of silence is beautiful. You don't have this, right? For the guys, and for the girls, you don't have this. Those are guys and girls arguing. Saying hi to Beach Mantis. Hey, Beach Mantis Mark Hoadley. Hey, buddy, what's happening? Hey, you got to let me know about what's going on with that show you want me to come out and cover, because I want to come out and cover it. That's right. I want to come out and cover it, baby. That's right. And then you got Porsche 34's checking in, and sometimes people come up with the goofiest names. I like this name, but I can't figure it out. If it's too hard, it's like my brain doesn't work that way. Natural C2. NACHOLC2. Something. Okay, so I'm solving the problems of the world at the end of the show here today. I'm solving the problems of the world, okay? At some point between now and 6 o'clock, I'm going to solve the Middle East problem. I solved the North Korean problem, too, today. I'm going to be solving that. I know how to stop. I had an epiphany. I know how to stop all the killing and the fighting and the hatred. I know why these things are happening. Yeah, and once you figure out the why, you can figure out the answer. And I had an epiphany running the 45 angle beast as I'm getting in shape for the Spartan Warrior race in December. Okay, loneliness. Why do people break up and then keep coming back? Man, when you break up, it's like, get out of here, right? When I broke up with people, it's just, well, I really never I really never had a relationship with people. Yeah, well, okay. I just sold a lot of oats when I was a younger guy, and I never let it go past sowing the oats because, oh, no, I've got myself in trouble again, didn't I, ladies? Oh, yes. Well, Jesse T's got to be honest because I got an honest soul. But anyway, I don't sow oats anymore. I get Mama T. Mama T, baby. That's right. I said, anyway, I'm trying to talk myself out of trouble here, guys. Okay, just bear with me. All right, but people break up and then they get back. And one of the reasons is loneliness because they can't stand the sound of silence. And the weight of solitude is suffocating. You run back to your ex-partner so you can breathe again. So you're not alone with your thoughts. And you don't have to deal with your real feelings. After all, being unhappy together is better than being unhappy alone. Wrong. 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 I don't have a buzzer, so I have to do the buzzer sound effect. Right? No. Man, let me tell you, be unhappy alone is better than being unhappy together. Here's why. We're back to the Jesse T. Love Show. Here's why. When you're unhappy together, you can never be happy with anybody else. So you're never going to have an opportunity to find someone to be happy with because you're stuck being unhappy together. I would rather be unhappy alone because then I can go and find myself a new lover, a new friend. You see? Rule number 1, screw the unhappiness. Go do something and find someone else and have some fun. And don't try too hard. Okay, number 2, comfort. This is the second reason why people break up and they keep going back. You've come back to your safe space in a bad relationship because it's all you know. Okay, let's go further, explore this one. Your safe zone may not bring you the absolute peace you desire. In fact, it may slowly strip away everything that builds you up and makes you feel solid. But it's something you can count on. It's comfortable. Just the fact that it exists is comforting in itself. Change is hard and uncomfortable, even if it's change for the better. Comfort. I don't know about you, but when you're not happy, I think that's why there's so many Viagra and Cialis commercials on TV. Erectile dysfunction happens. Bada bing, bada boom. Yeah, Red Bull and Viagra. I think that's the elixir of male love today. You see, it means you got to start putting chemicals. It's because you're unhappy, man. You're unhappy, ladies. Ladies, come on now, girls. Why would you want to go back to somebody that makes you feel uncomfortable? What's wrong with you? You got to go find someone that's comfortable, girls. Yeah, that's a ticket. Don't ever go backwards. Always look forwards. Always look ahead because there's a future. Your past is gone. And you can never relive that in the present. You can only relive the present, which leads you to the future. So stop it. Okay. Inside out. You and your ex-beau know each other inside and out. Oh, gosh. What a horrible feeling that is when you break up. He or she actually knows you. So this is what you do, right? Quit farting in front of people and quit burping in front of people just because they know you inside and out. What? That gives you a right to fart and burp? Yes. See, when you know somebody inside and out, they can let one go. Or they can burp. Right? Right? So quit doing that. This inside and out stuff, forget it. It doesn't work. All right? When you go back after you broke up with somebody, just because you know them inside and out, I think it's more fun trying to find out and learn something about somebody else inside and out. Ooh. Yes, the Jesse T Show of love. Fear of rejection. Number 4. Even though men have a problem with this. You guys, I think you all come from the insecure home, right? What's wrong with you? Most of the people can say to you is, no, get away from me, right? Come on. Rejection, what's that? Look, if you go into a nightclub or party or a park or the beach and you ask every single lady, hey, what's your name? Hi. Blah, 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 blah. You want to go out? 900 of them are going to say no. But bingo, when 901 says yes, your whole world changes. Ain't that the truth? See, you got to get the mouth going. Right? And girls, same thing. Fear of rejection? What's wrong with you? Women should never fear a rejection. Because what? You think you're too fat? What? You got too much acne problems? What? Your hair's all frizzled out and your eyes are cross-eyed? What's wrong with you girls? You're not smart enough? What? You're tall? You're short? You're black, white, brown, green, or purple? What? I don't understand the rejection, fear of rejection. Because in the Jesse T book of love, all women are a whole lot prettier than any guy I know. Right? Come on, girls. Do you understand the power you have? It's unbelievable. Rejection? Get out of here. Back in the day, here comes the Facebook, smartphone, Snapchat, Instagram crap. Reminiscing about old times easily brings long estranged lovers back together. It's easy to get caught up in yesteryear. Oh, yesteryear. Oh, I'm so memories. They are so pretty. Thinking about what used to be instead of what is. Don't live in a used to be world. Don't live in a yesteryear world. That's gone. Move ahead. What, do you keep walking backwards in life or do you keep going forwards? You keep falling down and not getting up? What's wrong with you? Get back up and start to go ahead something new. All right? That's simple. Look, you guys put way too much emotional content, like Bruce Lee said, emotional content. You put way too much emotional content into these breakups. I mean, they're not going to be your betrothed, are they? And if your betrothed doesn't want to be with you, then why would you want to be with somebody that doesn't want to be with you? It's like not logical. It's just not logical. It's like all screwed up. Why would you want to be with somebody who doesn't want to be with you? So when you break up, just split. And if she breaks up with you, just go. And if he breaks up with you girls, just go, man. Why would you want to be with somebody? For those 5 reasons, fear of rejection, back in the day, inside out, comfort and loneliness. Oh, my goodness gracious. Really? I mean, go to Match.com. Do something. All right. See, now, okay. I told you, we're going to solve the world's problems today. One of the problems that we're going to solve, and we solved it already, and that was the Black Dahlia murder. 70 years, an open case, LAPD. Dan the Man, the Road Dog King, and Jesse T, we solved that. And you can archive that show at Road Trippin'. Every Friday, we do some road tripping live. And this Friday, we've got a special show lined up for you, Road Trippin', at 5 o'clock, as we run the Power of Voices radio feed here on the radio at www.thepowervoices.com. Okay, so we solved that on Friday. We just solved now this thing about breaking up and making up. Don't do it. Okay, so we gave you some ideas on how to do that. And later on, I'm going to solve how we can have peace and love. Peace and love. Peace and love in the Middle East. Yes, I had an epiphany. And that epiphany showed me something really important. It showed me the answers to the Middle East quagmire. And North Korea, too. All right. Now, okay, guys. Ladies, this is important, okay? Now, check it out. Why do husbands lose affection for their wives? Now, I was thinking about this one, too. I was walking around this weekend, took a little walk, and I started thinking, why do husbands lose affections for their wives? Saying hi to actor Garrett Coleman. Hey, Jesse, hope all is well. Coming to you from San Francisco, California. All right, man. Hey, what's happening up there in the Bay Area? San Francisco, 610 KFRC. That was a great radio station way back in the day. And Lee Michaels worked at this great station in Oakland. San Francisco, always a great town. Wow, that city has changed, though. Going out in San Francisco, nightlife is sure different now than it was, say, 20 years ago. Man, it is a nice place, though. San Francisco is beautiful. The weather. No wonder Tony Bennett loves that, the city by the bay. That's just a great place. So lots of cool stuff happens up in San Francisco. Great place to live. Awful expensive, but sure is nice. Beautiful San Francisco, especially the other side of the Golden Gate Bridge. That is gorgeous over there. With all those trees and forests and stuff, that is just beautiful over on that side. As you start to enter Northern California, as you approach San Francisco, the weather changes, the vegetation changes. San Francisco is a beautiful place. I think it's one of the prettiest places in California as far as a big city is concerned. A lot of people will say that San Diego is the optimum place to live, but I don't know. I think San Francisco offers a little bit different, but I get tired of the Southern California lifestyle because this lifestyle has just gone from what was beautiful and what was a paradise into, was a pair of trash cans that are overturned every day on the streets of L.A. I mean, that's what they should call it. The filthy street, the filthy Los Angeles. We can thank our mayor, Confetti Garcetti, for that. But saying hi to actor Garrett Coleman, thanks a lot for having us on. And a Facebook audience, too, facebook.com/Jesse Terrero. Now, why do husbands lose affection for their wives? I think I may have entered some territory here. Yes, husbands lose affections for their wives. What could possibly cause that? Well, let's think about this. Why do husbands lose affections for their wife? Well, back in the day, 100 years ago, when you got hooked up with somebody, you stayed hooked up with somebody. And for a lot of reasons. A lot of reasons was because society demanded that. Society demanded that of you to stay together, no matter what. That was one of the reasons. Spiritually, society was much more religious and devout, and it kept people together. Small communities, the taboos, the pressures kept people together in good and bad relationships. As time has gone on, though, as we've approached the mid-century of the 20th century, things started to change a little bit. And then the 1960s happened, the flower power generation, free love. That was really all about was the fact that they created birth control pills. And the birth control pills changed everything. It changed everything. Yeah, it changed everything. Because you could have sex without a condom. And multiple partners. And just go get another birth control pill. That's all you had to do. So that changed everything. So changes took place in the mid-20th century. As we approach the end of the century, into the 21st century, we have the day after pill. Right? Yeah. And there is so much more that takes people's attention away. The advent of the creation of pornography. Okay? That too. The advent and creation of being able to talk to people with the technology and not get caught. But a lot of people do get caught, don't they? So these are the reasons why affections are lost. The setup is wrong. The setup is wrong. The setup is designed for divorce in 2 to 5 years. The setup is designed that way. It's changed. The setup used to be a long marriage to last forever. That forever stuff isn't really designed in our culture today, at least in Western civilization. It's not designed for that. It's too easy because people are too selfish. People are too greedy. People have no discipline. People have the wrong desires, the wrong fantasies. People give up too easily. It's easy to say, I quit. And people don't really get to know each other before they get married. You got to get to know somebody. Not wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, let's go down to Vegas and get married. You got to take some time. See if you like the person, the family, their pet dog. I mean, if you got chihuahuas, forget it. I'm going to get in a Learjet and fly 600 miles an hour as fast as I can. But if you got a Rottie or a nice boxer, that's a different story. You see, you got to like what people like. There has to be a quality of unity rather than a quality of non-unity. Some of the reasons why the setup is different. The setup is a lot different now than it used to be. And so sometimes, though, really, affection doesn't mean that the affection isn't there, the lack of affection. Think about that. Most people would agree that men are generally not as demonstrative as women, whereas many of us don't have much of a problem sharing affection gestures with those that we love. This sometimes does not come as a naturally to a man. Usually when people are told, some of them will respond with something like, well, you know, he said very affectionate things when we were dating. Of course he did. Yeah? Duh? Do you have some preconceived notions? I mean, really? Why do you think he was so nice when you were dating? Duh? Huh? Let's ponder that. But now he looks at me as though I repulse him. Interesting, isn't it? Very interesting. Dating, repulse after marriage. Well, maybe y'all got married for the wrong reasons. See, this is like an investigation. This is like being a private eye when you try to find a mate for yourself. You got to be like investigating, private eye. You got to be inquisitive. Inquisitive minds want to know. All right, so, you know, a lot of times we allow our own fantasies to get in the way of the decisions that we really should make had we got not clouded in our own desires and fantasies that never come true. Fantasies are made for fantasies, not to come true. Goals are made to come true, but that takes a lot of work. You see, that's the key. Marriage is a full-time job. No matter what you do, it's a job. Dating is fun time. It's not a job, but marriage is. It takes work. Culture of our marriage being work and becoming stagnant. Sometimes you hear a lot of husbands on the other side of the scenario, and many will eventually admit that their lack of affection is at least somewhat the result in a shift of priorities and time allotments. Okay, that's acceptable. It's logical. The culture of the marriage has changed. Both people have become complacent, and other obligations and priorities eventually take center stage. This is the natural order of things, and no one is to blame for this, but it does take a lot out of our marriage. You see, it's got to take work. You got to try. You got to take work. And don't have 2 kids too fast. Don't even have 1 kid too fast. Don't have any children too fast when you get married. Hey, you're in the world of Jesse Terrero. This is the Jesse T. Love session. That's right. I'm solving problems. I'm going to solve the Middle East problem and the Korean problem in just a few minutes. I have got it. Epiphany had taken place. I can solve it all. Believe me, I'm going to solve it in just a few minutes. So you see, being married takes work. And that's what folks don't like to do. You have to have communication. You need for him to listen, and you need to listen. You need to find those times that you have affection for each other and make those affections even greater. These are some of the reasons and some of the things that you can do. This is what causes husbands, but women too, wives, to lose interest in each other. Just scratching the surface, a doctor I am not. I just use a lot of common sense and logic. All right? That's how that works. All right, so as I promised I'm going to solve the problems of the world today. It's Monday Mayhem, and I'm solving the problems of the world today. So we solved infamous murder that took place here on Friday in the Road Trippin' Show, and we talked a little bit about that at the beginning of the show, the Jesse T Show today. And you can check out the Jesse T Show 5 to 6 every day of the week right here on thepowerofvoices.com and AVTV Live, the digital broadcasting TV network on Facebook.com/Jesse Terrero, Instagram Live, YouTube, live stream, and Periscope, and so many others. So we solved a couple things about breaking up and making up, and we solved a couple things about why husbands and wives lose affection. All right, now we're going to solve the Middle East problem. So I got to stretch here a little bit. Yeah, stretch a little bit. All right, I'm ready. What is going on with this Middle East problem? Okay, we know all the geopolitical things. Okay, we know the oil. Okay, we know the banking. We know the Muslims and the Christians have been fighting each other for 1,400 years. Islam and the Christians have been fighting each other all that time. We know that those crazy psychopath jihadist nutcases over there want to kill us just because they want to kill us, and they just want to kill us. That's what they like to do. And we know we're going to end up killing them, and we know that we've got big bombs and they got body bombs, right? So, who's going to win? We'll eventually win the carnage war, but, we'll never win the war on hearts and minds. We know that they don't like Americans. We know that we have challenges with that little fatty boy. I call him the fat Chinese guy because, North Koreans and Koreans are part of the Chinese continent at one time. Did you know that? Vietnamese and all that was all part of the dynasty of China at one time. But that little fat kind of, we'll call him North Korean, the NK dude, North Korean guy, he reminds me of a kung fu movie. I don't know why. He's got that little fat round face. All he got to do is put some black rim glasses on him and a little spinny top hat with a white kung fu shirt on. And I swear to God, it's like watching a 1952 kung fu movie, and he's the comedy relief. But we know the problems with him. He's just a guy who wants it all his way, a big temper tantrum. He reminds me just of a big baby out of control, and he's got some nukes. So we do have these really, really difficult problems going on here in the Middle East. And nothing seems to work. Negotiations don't work. Money doesn't work. Gold and silver doesn't work. Bombs, airplanes, missiles, and bullets don't work. Education doesn't work. Compassion, empathy, love, happiness doesn't work. Helping them build infrastructure and bringing them into the 21st century doesn't work. Their own people can't even keep them under control without murdering them and killing them and being just tyrannical dictators. We know that. Fear works. We do know that, but they don't fear us. They fear their own people when they get in power. It doesn't. But what else doesn't work? Helping them come into the modern age doesn't work. Providing good health standards for them doesn't work. Giving food and clean drinking water, Band-Aids and medicine doesn't work. Outside influences from other countries don't work. So what works? What is their problem? We got to figure out what their problem is. Well, they hate us. That's just a simple statement. But why do they hate us? And then it dawned on me. It dawned on me as I'm running the beast, training over the weekend, getting ready for the Spartan Warrior race, an obstacle course in December, the 5-mile sprint that I'm going to run in. Might take me 4 years to finish it, but I'm going to start it and I'm going to finish it. It dawned on me. Here's the problem. The problem is it's too friggin' hot. Okay? Now, the Russians are pissed off. You know why the Russians are pissed off? It's too cold. It's too cold up there. It's cold all the time. And down in the Middle East, it's hot. It's like Death Valley 24/7, 365 days a year. Now, if it was hot like that, and you were all sweaty and stinky, and it was hot all the time, so hot that you can't even go outside. It's hot. Hot in the morning, hot in the evening, hot in the daytime. You'd be pretty pissed off too. And you'd be doubly pissed when you figure out that you watch somebody's TV or you see some technology where everywhere else in the world, especially in America, they got air conditioning. It's hot there in some places, but they got air conditioning. Why the heck don't I got air conditioning? I mean, think about that. If they weren't so hot all the time for years, decades, hundreds of years, thousands of years, tens of thousands of years, if they could cool down, right, and had some air conditioning, some ice all the time, they would be a lot more pleasant. Have you ever been around somebody who's just friggin' hot? Hot all the time? So that's one reason why we have a problem. So what we have to do, we got to make them not hot. Okay? And how do we do that? This is what you do. Instead of dropping bombs, you drop chunks of ice and air conditioners. But you got to have electricity for air conditioners. So you give them some generators. They already got all the gas they want. They already got all the fuel they need. That's right. You cool them down. You got to cool them off. Got to get them cold. Import some Arctic ice. That's what you do. Tons of it. You create ice parlors, ice warehouses, and you give everybody air conditioners. You cool them down. I'm serious. Have you ever been around people who are hot and pissed? I don't know about you, but when it's 105 degrees outside in Southern California, and it's going on like that for weeks on end, I'm getting pretty pissed. Where do I go? I go to the water. I go into an air-conditioned room, a mall. I drink a lot of ice, water. I jump in a pool. Why? Because I'm trying to cool down. See, they're pissed because they're hot. That's number one. I finally figured it out. Look up. All right, here it is. Here's number two. They're pissed because they can only have relations with one type of person. Now, as outrageous as that might sound, but check this out. What if they could have relations like we have relations in America? We have relations. You see, one of the beautiful side effects about this multicultural society we've had in this country since its inception is that there was originally indigenous American girls, there were Polish girls and Irish girls and Italian girls and German girls and Scottish and Swedish and Spanish girls and Mexican girls. There were African girls. There were girls from all kinds of places around the world. But nobody wants to go there because it's too friggin' hot. So they don't have any immigration problems, right? So no girls want to go there. Let me tell you something. I'd be pretty pissed off if I could only have relationships with one kind of girl my whole life too. And the pickings are few. Now check it out. What if we could import Filipinos? What if we could import Germans, Polish? What if they had an immigration problem? What if 1 million girls from 7 different nations decided they wanted to go to the Middle East and they all had air conditioners, portable air conditioners? I think what would happen is the guys there that is these crazy wackos and the more moderate ones would say, hey, I don't need to go kill Americans and Europeans. I don't need none of that. I got it right here. You see, here's the problem. The problem is they're not having enough sex with different kinds of girls. See, that's what these guys have problems with. So now they're only having sex with one set of girls, the girls that have been there for eons and eons of time. And even some of them have sex with little boys. I don't know what their Quran says, but it sure talks a little bit about that. And young 12-year-olds, you see it all the time, girls. Why? Because they're bored. Yes. You see, we have to import more races and create a multicultural society in the Middle East. Now, the minute we can do that, we solve the problem. Because in multiculturalism, not only do you get girls, you get guys. You got different points of thought. You got different forms of ideas. You've got different philosophies. You've got all kinds of different things that add to the mixture of being content. See, that's how you solve the problem. See, in America, we don't have that problem. On Monday night, you can go out with a guy who's Italian. On Tuesday night, girls, you can go out with a guy who's Polish, a guy who's black. On Wednesday night, a guy who's Mexican. On Thursday night, a guy who's Arabic. On Friday night, a guy who's Caucasian. On Saturday night, and a guy who's got a little bit of everything in him, like me, Jesse T, on Sunday. And if you want to have a little taste, you can go out with girls, and guys. In fact, if you're like Bruce Jenner, you can go out with yourself. I mean, it's crazy. But I'm telling you, sexual tension is a problem going on in the Middle East. And they're all too friggin' hot. Yes, I did it. I solved the problems of the Middle East. Bada bing, bada boom, Jesse T's got the answer. As you enter the world according to Torero, I bid you adieu. Now you're straight on the point tomorrow, 5 o'clock, right here on thepowerofvoices.com. And remember, the Brown Beauty is off duty. See ya. I got to find some girls and some cold ice.